The famous paranormal researcher, Lon Strickler, regularly shares evidence of otherworldly activity that comes to him in the form of letters, videos, or photos. There are many hair-raising stories in the man's collection. However, the last message that Lon received surpassed all previous ones. It literally gives you goosebumps. The author of the letter decided to tell about it only because more than 3 years have passed since his meeting with the otherworldly, and he still cannot forget it. The man himself works as a scientist, so it is impossible to suspect him of hypocrisy or overactive imagination. In 2020, as a young father, he put his newborn daughter to sleep in her room. The man said that at that moment he and the girl were alone in the room. On the ground floor of the house, in the living room, his wife and eldest child were sitting in front of the TV. The victim shared that he felt very calm at that moment. He definitely did not expect anything unusual. A man with a child in his arms stood in the middle of a dimly lit room. The door was open, so he could see the hallway and the bathroom. The man had just turned his back to the aisle when he suddenly felt movement. Further, the victim describes what he was able to see. So I saw a darkened but transparent shape of a torso without legs and without a head, and it was moving towards or into the bedroom. It looked like a shadow through the screen door. It did not swim, but shuffled, as when walking, and the body was about my height. After the man saw it, he couldn't even move. He desperately wanted to run out of the room, but he was afraid. I watched as it crossed the strip of light in the bathroom and then disappeared. The man's daughter instantly woke up and started crying. This brought him out of his stupor, and he ran out of the room. According to this paranormal witness, he was so scared that if his daughter had not been in his arms, he would have simply forgotten about her. This nightmare still can't let go of a man. He just can't forget it. William Graves' family recently had a child. The man lives with his family in a private house in Sheffield, South Yorkshire. Previously, either William or his wife slept with the newborn, but the man decided that it was time for the baby to rest without his parents. For his peace of mind, William put a baby monitor in the baby's room. What he saw on the recording just amazed him. Therefore, the man decided to share these shots on social networks. The 8-year-old man said that his child had never felt at ease in this house. The baby often cried and was naughty. However, William and his wife explained all this by the peculiarities of their son's character. They thought the baby was just anxious. But it turned out that the boy did not react this way to mood swings. The parents could not even think that their son was feeling the effects of paranormal forces. In the footage from the baby monitor, which was filmed on the first night of the baby without parents, a hand touches the boy. The ghost's body cannot be seen completely, only the silhouette is visible. But the hand is clearly touching the baby's face. William was very scared by what he saw. At first, the man assumed that it was his wife who came to believe the baby. However, there are no jewelry on the hand, which is always worn by William's wife. The young man told subscribers on social networks that, in his opinion, the ghost appeared next to his son for a reason. Shortly before the boy was born, the man's mother died. She really wanted to see her grandson, but did not have time. Now William is sure that she is just protecting the boy, although the family was very scared by this situation. Moreover, their baby has become very anxious lately. Before I moved into this house, nothing paranormal had ever happened to me. But now I consider myself an open-minded person because I saw things in this house that I cannot explain. Samantha Brick shared unpleasant details about a ghost who lived in her house for a long time. The girl is sure that it all started after she invited her friend to move out of her house. At first, Samantha just felt an otherworldly presence in her house and heard unusual sounds. But over time, the ghost began to feel more at ease and seized power over the dwelling. Samantha believes that it's all the fault of the anger she felt towards her friend. The girl lived in her apartment for a long time and did not want to move out, so Brick had to live with a man for several weeks, whom she did not want to see next to her. Then Samantha told her friend everything, and they parted. After this little quarrel, very frightening things began to happen in her house. The girl constantly heard clapping, banging on furniture, and grinding. This is how Brick describes one of the first times she realized that something was wrong in the house. I was sitting at the kitchen table, engrossed in a conversation on the phone, when suddenly I heard a loud bang upstairs, followed by intermittent thuds. Over time, this began to happen regularly in her house. It became very uncomfortable for Samantha to be at home, which had always been her refuge before. The ghost continued to make frightening noises. The bangs and bangs were followed by the grinding and movement of door handles. At that moment, Samantha realized that the ghost was getting closer to her. At such moments, the girl tried to lock the door, turn on the TV louder, and spend time with the dogs. Back then, she was a public figure, so she couldn't tell anyone about what was going on at her house. Samantha was sure that people would just think she was crazy,